I hope that 4 or 5 years from now, we look back at this season as a minor speed bump. Many, I think Chad Brendel and I have talked about this, have compared this season to 2009, 2010, which if you remember, and it's been a while now, that was the Lance Stevenson year. And that was a year where in October and November, when we found out UC was getting Lance Stevenson, we talked about like, all right, wait has been long enough. This is year 4 for Mick. Get to the NCAA tournament. And that team never really completely came together, lost in the NIT to Dayton. And I think it was pretty clear by the time we got to early February, mid-February, like that this team was not going to live up to expectation. It was not a tournament team. It was going to go down as a disappointment. Now, that was the last year under Mick Cronin that the Bearcats failed to qualify for the NCAA tournament. They made it the next year, won a game. 2 years later, made the Sweet 16. And while they had a whole slew of postseason early exits from that point moving forward, they never again missed the NCAA tournament. And so history will look at that season and say minor speed bump. And maybe that's the case. Maybe next year's UC team with some of these guys is really, really good. I think it's fair to wonder how many of these guys are going to be here. I think it's fair to wonder how many of these guys are they going to want to be here. But I certainly hope to God that 6-7 years from now, we look back at this season and go, man, in real time, that was a tremendous disappointment. They did not live up to expectation. It was extraordinarily frustrating to watch them. But you know what? At the end of the day, they've proven to be NCAA tournament mainstays. Maybe they're competing for a conference title or two. By the way, this might sound really far-fetched right now. I hope that's the case. Sometimes subsequent events can impact how we look back on something that's happening right now. I hope that made sense. I hope we can look at this season down the road as, yes, frustrating, but you know what? It was something that they learned from or something they got better from or something that just kind of had to happen before things got better. Maybe that's the case moving forward. It's hard to feel that way right now. This feels like a massive disappointment. And I know I've gone down this road before. Before the season began, if I would have said on November the 1st, I believe UC basketball this year, they're going to finish with 7 regular season league wins, you would have called me stupid. If I would have said, not only will they not make the NCAA tournament, but on Selection Sunday, we're not even going to entertain the possibility they make the NCAA tournament, you would have said I'm out of my mind. If at various points in November and even December, I would have said, you know what? I'm just not there. They're not going to make it. You would have said, you're nuts. And yet here we are.